My name is Jeremy MacDonald, and I'm a scuba diver. Most divers prefer tropical getaways, but I like looking for treasure in the Arctic. I live just below the Arctic Circle in a town called Yellowknife, where the winter temperatures drop below -40. People think we're kind of nuts to be jumping in the lake in the middle of January. Wedding rings, phones, skidoos, sunken cars, trucks, lost guns, historical artifacts. You never know what you're going to find in the dive. One of the best things about doing this up here in the north is I have great, amazing friends who love to come along for the diving as well. My name is Jeremy MacDonald, and this is Shit I Found Diving in Yellowknife. Normally we're in Yellowknife, but today we're at Hidden Lake, which is about 70 kilometers outside of town. And we've taken a float plane to get here this morning. There's no road access, so coming in by air is kind of the easiest way to get through here. We will be staying at Geezer's cabin. Geezer is a long-time prospector from Yellowknife who has taken me under his wing. It's blue skies over Hidden Lake as we come in on final approach. Our pilot Andrea guides us in for a nice smooth landing in a de Havilland Beaver on floats, one of the most common planes servicing the remote areas around Yellowknife. We're traveling all the way out here to follow up on a lead that there might be some visible gold underwater near the 1940s Ned mine, located a short boat ride from the cabin. There have been great technological advancements since then, and we want to see just how much gold is still left in the area. We've just arrived at Hidden Ridge, which is Geezer's cabin on Hidden Lake. Even if we're just looking for gold, maybe we might find some neat artifacts that the old miners left behind, and if there's any trash, hey, we'll clean that up too.
Good trip.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great flight up here. Pilot was phenomenal. Great landing. So you ready to do some sampling, some collecting, find some gold?
I think we should get at her.
This is going to be the time, buddy. We're going to strike it rich.
I'm pretty sure we are, yeah.
So how are you planning on getting the gold out of the water?
So you and I are going to go scuba diving with a couple collection bags. Okay. First off, we're going to look for any kind of loose samples near where they had mined before. Yeah. We're going to collect some sediments from some of the crevices. Maybe some gold is collected in there. I brought a chisel, which it's going to be an air-powered chisel.
Right on.
Hopefully, I can take this air chisel underwater. It's going to work.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll take this air chisel.
The confidence I see in your face.
We always say that, yeah.
And we'll just run it along some of the seams. So if we find an interesting sample or an interesting gold nugget, we'll chisel away at it and maybe get some nuggets. I think it's going to be phenomenal.
I think it'd be awesome. Yeah, right on. Okay, that's good. Do a little panning too?
Yeah, I've never done that, so I'd love to learn.
Before?
No.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it's not that hard.
And what kind of rocks, just because I don't know what we're looking for?
The gold was in the quartz vein.
Yeah.
So any kind of a white rock with any kind of sulfides on it, so any kind of shiny or sparkly kind of minerals alongside the quartz will be a prime place to be looking for the gold.
How about I show you on shore right now and you'll get a good idea.
Okay, that'd be great.
I love prospecting because there's so many exciting things that you can find. In this case, where we're at is gold. There is other minerals around here. There's silver, there's copper, there's lithium further over on the other end of the lake. But you know, it's just so nice to take a look at rocks and see the way they've developed over the years. Yeah, the granite and the quartz where they meet most of the time.
That one looks good.
Look at this one here. There's actually some gold in there. There's fool's gold in there as well.
Yeah.
Right?
How can you tell the difference?
Well, fool's gold is always very shiny, all the time. The gold itself is yellowing. The little green in there, that's gold.
Cool.
Okay.
So you can actually see this under the water.
Yeah,
You think? Yeah. Sweet. I'm really excited. This is going to be fun.
So we've just got one thing we need to do before we hit the boats and go to the site. Is I'd like to test the compressor and the hammer and chisel here to make sure it'll actually work before lugging it out to the island.
See, you got a little hammer there. Maybe you need a little bit bigger one. It'll do a better job for you.
You can always use a bigger hammer. So the thing with using the hammers underwater is that as you're swinging underwater, the force of you swinging actually pushes your body away, so you can't get contact.
You can't?
No. So what I'm looking at doing today,
Okay.
is this.
Oh, that's awesome.
So what we'll do is come down to one of the veins.
Perfect. Look at that.
And get some samples out that way.
You haven't found anything.
No chiseling required.
There you go. I like that. Why don't you just dip it underwater water there for a little bit and see if it still runs after before you want to.
Might blow up on the first try. Sure.
Yeah.
No, it works good.
Yeah. There you go.
Woo! Nice.
Woo! Perfect.
New toys.
New toys. I'm actually surprised that worked underwater.
There you go.
All right, let's get suited up. Go.
Let's see how it works at depth.
Yeah, let's just do the seam at about 5 foot deep, and give it a whirl.
I have been diving since 2005, but just this year I got into diving with the Yellowknife group and diving with Jeremy. What's the line?
I'm flying, Jack, I'm flying.
And then this actually is my first dive kind of outside of Yellowknife. And I've been to Hidden Lake before on canoe camping trips, but this is my first time actually diving here, which diving is my absolute happy place, so.
Right off the shore from Geezer's cabin, we find exactly what we were looking for, a quartz vein. The white rock is unmistakable and is the most likely place we will find gold. The sound of the air chisel is amplified underwater, but besides the noise, the air chisel is working great. We decide to take some of our samples to the shore for closer inspection.
Gold specks right there. In sight. I noticed some specks down in this little hollow here too. Probably washed up over top of that stuff.
It looks like we found gold right at Geezer's cabin, so we take an opportunity to do some panning. So how do you pan for gold?
Well, to pan for gold, you gotta be a little bit patient. First
Oh,
off.
geez. That's a problem.
And we got a sample here that we'll just dump some of it in here with some water. What the whole goal is to get the gold to go to the bottom of the whole thing. So you shake it around a little bit and twist it, put some water in there, and that's it. Okay. Right. See how the bigger rocks are going to the top and falling in?
Yeah.
All right. Well, and all the time you're doing this, the gold should be going down to the staying in the bottom. You know the stuff falling off there
I
for
feel
you?
like I'm losing the gold.
No, you're not losing any gold. Don't worry about it. Anything that goes over the bottom here, it'll catch in the ribs, okay? So, because it's heavier than everything else in there, right?
How do I get these big ones out?
Just pick them out by hand. Yeah, if they're in the way, just pick them out and throw them over there.
I feel like they're creating a dam.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be a damsel.
Oh, boy. To see if I can see anything on the edges.
This is a lot of work.
This is not so much to get gold for making a diamond ring.
Yeah, well, I wanted a ring. That was the whole point.
This
I want to make myself a ring out of this.
This here is to be able to tell you whether or not there's gold in the particular area where you're looking to get big gold for your diamond, for your ring. Usually they're hanging on the ridge, eh? Right there.
Where? Oh yeah.
Right there. See? See it?
Yeah. Cool.
Now, in terms of stuff like fool's gold or iron pyrite, is that going to flow out?
That's going to flow out on you,
Because
yeah.
it's light, yeah.
That's going to flow out on you. There you go.
Oh wow! Look at that.
There you go.
You can take some sediment and some dirt, something that doesn't look very interesting, and just by putting some elbow grease into it and a bit of time and effort, you can actually start to take away the layers of dust and sediment and actually start to find specks of gold.
Jeremy.
And that's really exciting, is when you start to realize that you actually have something worthwhile in your hands. Oh wow, that thing's covered.
Yep. I see that right there.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's another one.
Oh, there's a good one right there.
So that,
Right in there.
yep. You can be sure that the waves have been working on this before. So in here, if you just take a sample off here,
Yeah.
the gold is probably down at the bottom, right? So you want to dig that out right as far as you can and get down in the bottom to get the
Because
to get the good
nature
stuff.
has been doing natural crushing.
That's right.
over time.
Naturally settling it down, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. That
Awesome.
you know, there's not a lot in that, but it certainly shows that where you got it from, that there is gold in there, and
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Thank you for the lesson.
Teaser.
I would say my newfound skill of gold panning, which I'm very good at, I think is going to lead me on a few more gold adventures, you know, go down some rivers and, you know, try my hand at finding my own gold. I don't need these men to find my gold for me. Do it myself.
So right now I'm organizing the pieces for use in an airlift. It's kind of like a big straw underwater where we take compressed air from the surface or a tank and we inject it into the bottom of the straw. What happens underwater, if this is full, that air bubble is going to go up. What happens when that air bubble goes up is that it creates suction for everything falling behind it. By repeatedly pressing air into the tube in short bursts, you actually create a chain or a bubble or lift action that'll draw up not just water, but fine sediment from the bottom. So what we're going to do here is where some of these quartz veins are, run along the edges of them, where there's some small shallows where wave action has hopefully picked up some gold and put it in. So what's going to happen here is as we fill this with a bit of water and lift it up, all of the sediment that's still in here is going to travel down.
Yeah.
And you're going to find it's going to flow, and you can actually hear it. There you go. Oh yeah. So we now have a bunch of sediment
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
in the bucket from the quartz vein.
And then what do we do with this?
So this we're going to run through a sluice.
Sweet.
So now, if we spend another half hour or so just along the crevices,
Yeah.
we can maybe siphon up some of that loose gold that's down there
Gold, baby!
and get the money.
Let's go diving and then sluicing.
So just dump it right at the top.
Dump it near the top. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
And then
Water, spread it out here, like that. Okay, and then start watering it down.
like that?
Yeah. Keep
That
putting it.
fast?
Yeah. Keep it. There you go.
Oh, I just saw one, actually.
The sluice box is doing basically the same thing as your pan. The only difference is that you're running your sample in there, and then you're running water over top of it,
okay.
and then everything's going to ripple down. Your gold is heaviest, so it's going to stick in the grooves in here and lay inside each one of these grooves all the way down. And it's heavier, so it's not going to come up over top of the grooves and fall down. Whereas all the gravel and all the sludge and stuff like that is just going to keep on going and off the end of the thing. Okay. Once it's all settled, we'll pull the screws out of there, take the grill off. Okay. And then it depends on how fine it is. We're going to find out what's there.
Yeah, when there's a gap on your tweezers, you know you've done well. Here's another one. Wait, hold on. That is another good one.
What size that was?
2 nuggets! Look at that. Woo! It clunked.
High fives.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Thanks, Steve.
I mean, we've proven that there is gold in there.
Yep.
Just from the sediment that we've grabbed.
Yep.
We actually get nuggets out of that.
Yep.
So maybe the thing now is we gotta go get some more samples.
Find more gold.
Gold. Get you that
Gold.
right now.
Yeah. No, we know it works now, so let's just give it.
All right. Here's to another successful dive.
No, don't drink that. Don't drink that.
We know that there was gold in this island back in the 40s. It was mined out. It was visible gold, something that was very obvious and apparent to the guys back in the day when they came through prospecting and mining. And we know that the quartz vein that they mined went into the water. How far it went, where it went, and the extent of it, nobody really knows for sure. That's what we're trying to find out.
Over there is where the that berm was set up. That
Coffer dam.
Copper dam. Coffer.
Dam. So, what you see here is this coffer dam, all this pile of rocks, that would freeze in the winter, and as that froze, they would be able to extract the water and ice out of this area here, and that gave them a chance to go further the quartz vein off the land and into the water than they would have originally.
Yeah.
So apparently they went about 16 feet out and several feet deep under the water. Now what we're going to look at is, this is pretty much straight line, and we know the quartz vein continued. So we start diving just on the other side of this dam, we should pick up this vein and hopefully see some visible gold right on the top.
Well, and there's a quartz vein right there that's coming down, and they were obviously getting part of that that came in. Cool.
Guys went through effort to build this thing just so they could get just a couple more feet of the quartz vein. So it tells me that there's something worthwhile in that quartz vein. There's something beyond that coffer dam that I want to go see, just where that quartz vein goes and what's in that quartz vein. The water is so clear here at Hidden Lake, and signs of human activity from years past is still visible. As we get deeper, we lose sight of the quartz vein under a layer of sediment. Claire points something out, so I head down to give it a wipe and see if we can get back on track. Ah, there it is. The gold is unmistakable as it reflects the sunlight. It is phenomenal. We're going to try to use the air chisel to get some more samples. Oh, it's beautiful. We keep exploring and picking up samples when we come across something truly unbelievable. There is more visible gold down here than we ever could have possibly imagined. Claire's found gold. She's got the gold fever.
Okay, what you see down there, guys?
Gold.
Gold?
Silver, bronze, frankincense, myrrh, everything valuable. No, he definitely followed some of the quartz veins.
Yeah.
There were places where it was wider than my arms. Like I couldn't even reach end to end.
And that's generally the good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All kinds of sulfides, all kinds of minerals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was neat. All sorts of shiny things.
Yeah. So.
Did you see any twisting and turning in that big vein?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
It's but it's like all over.
It's all over, yeah. That's the kind of stuff. This is probably right close. You see the quartz there?
Yeah.
This is right where it was attached onto quartz, right? And come up around the same side.
Yeah.
You can see it's all buttery.
I'm keeping that one.
Yeah, keep that one.
So yeah, no, it was a good day. There's a part we got down to 45 feet right at the very start.
45 feet?
Yeah, we went down right over here. There's a huge drop off.
We probably went through the thermocline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Holy cow.
But It was cold.
Yeah.
It was neat. You couldn't really see much until you cleaned off the
So
sediment.
everything down there has it's like a layer of dust. You can't see what's under it, so you give it a little sweep, and suddenly you're looking at this massive quartz vein.
There's definitely room to explore
Geez,
further, for sure. You can just follow the vein. I would say, you know, I have a little bit of gold fever, and I think I have gold fever in the sense that I would love for it to be seen as a tourist spot. I think this place is just so pristine that you know, it would be nice for other people to be able to share the excitement of diving on it. Like, this is such a pristine lake, and with the name Hidden Lake, I feel like it's a place that's been somewhat hidden from a lot of people. So, do you guys ever like get that pull away from the allure of making money from all this?
To be able to mine it to the degree that you're going to make any money, right?
Because how would you get that out?
It's going to take forever to do it. You know?
So yeah, I mean, you could mine it and then it's gone. Or maybe you could do something to make it a tourism site and say, hey, here comes scuba dive on gold.
And there's so many things that people could learn out here. We can get more people in Yellowknife diving. We can get people out camping, learning how to be on the land, how to respect the land. I think there's huge benefits in that versus...
I think that's true too.
Yeah, mining.
And if you do it right, you don't have to destroy the land at all.
All right, guys, time to eat. Chow down. I need a bun.
A lot of talking.
We have a lot of goaltending to do.
It's been a really great day out here. We're getting really excited. I particularly am getting excited to get back to town and check out to see what our samples have brought for us, and just having a great time. It's been wonderful.